Welcome to Animal Tracking for Kids with Ann
and Ryan.
So today we're going to have a wonderful time making a mess. One fun way to find out all the great little details of your track is to make a plaster cast. This can also help you with identification later, and you have a little keepsake. So, first thing we got to do is find a track. Have you found any tracks for us? Awesome.
That looks to be a front raccoon track.
That is a front raccoon. Excellent. So, what we need with our track is we need to build a barrier wall. So, take some mud and make a little barrier wall all the way around it. Around the track you want. Now, this is the track you want, right? Now, don't go too close to the track because we don't want to ruin the track. So, just a little bit back. There you go. And keep, like I said, we're making a mess. Get to digging. We need a deep enough wall that it's going to hold the plaster, and the plaster is going to be able to hold the shape. So it's really fun and gross at the same time to get into the mud and make a good barrier wall all the way around. You might have to get your hands dirty. No, keep going. You're on video. You know what I think I just found? Look at this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have made 3 walls around 3 very different, very interesting tracks. Our walls need to be at least a ½ inch high. Now our mud is pretty soft, so we are going to be real careful in how we pour our plaster in. Ryan and I are now going to mix some plaster. All right, our next step, let's take some water and pour it in our mixing container. I like to go about 2/3 full. These Subway or plastic containers are really good for making plaster out in the field. I do like to reuse things. These are wonderful because they're flexible, and later on I can get the plaster out pretty easy. So first we have our plaster water mix. Now we have plaster of Paris. So let's take the lid off there. All right, squat down here with me. Now you need to shake this in here the whole time. Okay, you hold this and you stir. I will shake it in. Ready? Shake, stir the whole time. Make sure you're kind of scraping the sides. Okay, there you go. Keep going. Okay, getting all the way to the bottom. You're doing great. Okay, help hold this cup so it doesn't tip over. Please help hold the cup. There you go. Thank you. Alrighty. There we go. Keep going. Okay, you need to move your hand up so I can get some more in. Thank you. Fly. There we go. Okay, keep stirring. Oh, not quite thick enough. So don't. Not right now. Keep stirring. We've got more to go. Okay, don't splash, please. Be very careful not to splash if you can. There you go. Keep stirring. Got to get it nice and thick all the way down. Okay, I'm going to take over for 1 second so I can scrape the sides and get all the way stirred. So we have to get it the thickness of a milkshake. So we're still pretty watery here. We want the thickness of a milkshake. All right, so you keep stirring. I'm add more. The whole container is going to end up full. Okay, keep stirring, please. Okay, don't spill if we can. All the way down to the bottom. We're going to mix the milkshake all the way down to the bottom. And then occasionally I scrape some sides. Oh, all the way down to the bottom. All right, keep stirring, please. I need my helper. Okay, try not to spill. So we gotta stir careful. All right, now I'm gonna really get all the way down to the bottom. Thank you. That gets all the stuff off the side of the spatula. And then I'm gonna scrape the sides of the spatula, scrape the sides here, and move it all the way in again. So we go back and forth. We really want to get a good mix. It's starting to get thick. Now stir it right here. See if you feel like, does that feel like a milkshake? So you stir. Does it feel like a milkshake? Oh, I think we're going to add just a little bit more. We're not quite to that super milkshake there. I think that's going to do it. So okay, so we're going to stir all the way in again. All the way down. Scraping our sides, scraping my spatula. Alrighty, now we're ready to pour. We're gonna pour our cast. And we have 2 over here, and we kept these pretty small. What I like to do, so we don't have any damage to the actual footprint, so we're gonna pour, and we're gonna use our spatula as a barrier. Pour that, whoops, I'm doing a terrible job. So that way, and we're going to fill it up a good inch thick. And then we're going to fill the next one up the same way, nice and thick. We want a good thickness for all of our tracks. And I think we even have enough for this one. Alrighty, now we're gonna let it sit and cure for 30 minutes.
So, how you take this out is you first break down the wall, mud wall, and then you carefully get a finger underneath and lift it up. Whoops. And now, right now, it doesn't look like that much, but once you get it cleaned off, it really does resemble a track.
Welcome back. On our last session, we were doing some plaster casts out by the pond. And now that we have them all completed, they have had a chance to cure and dry and be picked out. And so, what do we have here? What are you holding, Ryan?
I'm holding the back paw of a raccoon. Toes are right here, here, and here. Oh, that one has a little bit of paw.
That is awesome. And you notice how having a little bit of dirt on them actually helps show some of the detail. So you can actually leave a little dirt just to help it stand out so it's not all white. So you have a fabulous hind track. Here, why don't you take a look at the front track. And so this one, yep, nice toes. It has a fabulous curve around that front palm. So those turned out absolutely cool. We have 2 other treasures that I had a great time picking out while we were there. Let's grab some of our other ones and set these down. This one is fun. Now, you might have to take a real close look. It's hard to see this one. Now, on this one, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little dots and then a little palm pad right there. What animal do you think that is?
No, a possum.
A possum. Very good. Those are, I have never seen an opossum around here. So this actually gives us scientific evidence that there are possum right here in our area. This one was also pretty darn fun. And again, you have to get in nice and close to be able to see it. This is the American bullfrog. And again, very difficult track to be able to get a plaster cast out of, but this was a lot of fun. So we were able to get a couple wonderful treasures that we can take home with us now because we were able to make our own plaster casts. The other cool thing is that scientists can use this. Actually, when they're doing studies, they'll make plaster casts and be able to take accurate measurements and be able to keep them also for part of their scientific studies. So this is a great way to practice some science and keep learning. Thank you for joining us.
Keep on tracking.